This week on Year of the Mecha, we're covering yet another one of those games that could have easily been stuck to Japan only, but it got a localization by Enix, got a bit of a cult following, and is one of the most expensive PS2 games you could possibly get these days. Well, not most. I'm pretty sure Rule of Rose and all that bullshit probably still outclasses it. I paid $100 for it. I'd say that's $100 well spent.
I'd say so. Also, hi, Sumi.
Hey there.
I know, Shin Nocturne used to be like super expensive, but then they re-released that.
They re-released that shit multiple times.
Yeah.
And even then, I barely even need a physical copy of that game anymore because I can just load like a version of the English patched version of the last PS2 release they did that added Raido Kuzunoha.
Yeah. The correct version.
Yeah. Sorry, DMC fans. It's the DMC2 version on top of that, so it's like, why are you going to bat for that? Oh, man.
So you're mentioning that this game had an interesting history to me, like earlier. Would you like to expand on that?
Yeah, so obviously, as the stream title suggests, this is Robot Alchemic Drive, which could be abbreviated to RAD, because that's what this game is. It's RAD. Also called Gigantic Drive in Japan. This is, I'd say, the premier Sandlot game, like, from early on in when the company was formed, which was made out of former developers from Human Entertainment, who created Remote Control Dandy, also covered on this channel. PS1 game, similar concept as you'll find, but obviously this PS2 game is going to be like way more advanced in terms of control. But what's interesting is what occurred between those two games, because Sandlot starting out, trying to get like an engine for like a game they were going to make on the PS2 up and running. And they initially had another remote control robot game that they were going to be making instead of this one. And it was a tie-in game for a live-action miniseries in Japan called Tekki Mikazuki, which barely anyone has ever heard of. It was directed by Keita Amamiya, the man who went on to later create Garo, for anyone that is like fan of like that particular tokusatsu series. But more importantly to me is the creator of Mechanical Violator Hokkaido, one of the greatest like 90s tokusatsu movies ever made. It's fucking amazing. And then Mikazuki was basically like, it was his live action take on the sort of Tetsujin 28 giant robo type of, remote control robot type stories. Like a giant, somewhat possibly sentient robot where its controller is a young boy, has his like stylings all over it. And Sandlot released a demo for what was supposed to be a tie-in game to that. I believe the demo actually came with the DVD box set for the show. But obviously, I think the show was not financially successful, so the funds couldn't also be shared with Sandlot to make the full game a reality. So they scrapped it, but they kept the work they did on the engine and used it to create what we are about to play this very day.
Nice.
Yep. And if you want to extend that even further past to what happened after this game, in terms of engines, because Sandlot is a small developer, they don't have as many resources as other companies, even back during this time. They reused this engine. They used the basis of it for the Earth Defense Force games. So you can thank this for one of the greatest B game franchises in history.
Sometimes you just gotta use what you got.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and that's even in between all the times when they were contributing to the Simple 2000 series. Well, I mean, even then, actually, I just remembered, because Earth Defense Force started as a Simple 2000 series. It was the EDF.
It was. It's also the only, I think it's the only Simple series that's still going on now.
I think it's both that and Onichambara. I think are basically, the two survivors of that entire budget line.
Yeah, I forgot Onichambara was part of that, too.
Yeah. Yeah, so many fun little experiments that came out of this generation that we just cannot get anymore. I guess the closest you could consider is like, I mean, yeah, we got a bunch of indie games, and those have their own weird concepts that are delightful, but they're obviously so much more scattered. You don't have anything that looks like, you don't have anything these days that is the equivalent of the Simple series, where it is like, let's just like get all these small developers with their weird ideas and have them kind of formalized under a collection.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Tekki Mikazuki. I mean, I know that's a typo, but that's a pretty fun Mikaduki, but looks like a giant Robo cross with Getter Robo. A little bit, yeah, like the head design on the robot itself, Mikazuki, is like kind of Getter Robo, but also because it's remote control, you could also derive it's kind of like Black Ox from Tetsujin. You could also write it as Mikazuki. Yeah. So anyway, you get when starting a new game, you're given an option of like control modes. Don't pick easy mode. Be a brave hero and pick the normal mode, where you have to use the shoulder buttons in order to move the legs in order to walk forward and backwards.
Oh God.
Yes. You know what we're going with. Also,
yeah.
A step up from the first game where all we had was like just a single robot. We now get a choice of 3 starting robots. And if you're wondering if this is going to lock you out of the other 2 based on what you choose, don't worry. Later missions in the game will eventually give you the remaining 2 that you don't choose.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, forget QWOP. R1, R2, L1, L2 is all the rage. Yeah, this is QWOP, except actually a game that's designed to be played. It's not designed as a meme. Although when you see it in action, and when you especially hear the voice acting, you probably will think that this game is a fucking meme. But it's very sincere.
I mean, that was a style at the time when it comes to the voice, when it comes to dubbing.
Yeah. And we even get a selection of like what type of protagonist we want. They all have like the same like family name. They have like a different first name, but everyone refers to them by like their like family name, the Tsukioka, and you know, different personalities. On top of that, I'm going to go with the sole female option, Yui Tsukioka, who I'm gonna at least say, at least in my head canon, is like the real protagonist of this particular game, because it's like, well, like even then, it's like no, I feel like if you do really want to argue canonicity, regardless of how much or how little that fucking matters to a lot of things, you could just like look through the manual, and it gives like a sort of written dramatization of sort of like the prologue, the start of the game, and it's literally written from like the perspective of the main character being Yui Tsukioka, you know, and is using like her female pronouns and all that. So I like to think that's the case, because I can't think if it exists at all. I don't think it does. I don't think there's ever been like a giant robot story where the robot is remote controlled like Tetsujin style, and the human character is a girl. It's always been like a young boy.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Yeah,
I'll accept that it's canon.
Yeah, like just on accepting it as canon just for the sake of how absolutely novel the combination is. I'll take it. Hell, I've even had ideas of like, when I've had like grand ideas of wanting to make like video games on like a, not even a AAA scale, but even just like a scale of what you would get like from this generation or something. It was like, I would totally want to make a remote control robot game like this and actually kind of have it be from like the ground up, just be built around the idea of like a young girl as the protagonist. There's stuff you could do with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got right here this honestly, like, it makes me think of Super Robot Wars. Like the older Super Robot Wars, where it's like they're kind of giving you like the background text to kind of justify why all these disparate like mecha anime series are in the same universe. And it's just basically kind of describing the backstory, where it's an alternate universe in which all plans for like basically the space race as it were, and like trying to expand humanity to like exploring outside the Earth, basically got shut down because of some real hardcore intense space radiation that like no amount of like technology or protection can like shield humans against. So basically Earth is surrounded what is colloquially referred to as the nectar barrier.
Hello. We bring you breaking news.
The next, yeah.
It's
You know what? I'll accept that name.
Yeah.
it's just beyond belief.
Oh no. Oh, this is some 2000s era voice acting right here.
What if I were to tell you that this was 2000s era voice acting that was deliberately made to sound like this?
Indiscriminately.
Wait, really?
Damage
Yeah,
is
I'm-
estimated to be
I forget if
catastrophic.
that's just like an urban legend or if
We
that's
will bring
actually
you
true
more
because of the fact it
information as
was
soon
like
as we
how the
receive any
localization
updates.
was done. I think because of how the source material is also like
We've made
it's got a
connection.
kind of tongue-in-cheek reverence
We've had a
for
live feed
older
from the
like
disaster
mecha anime
scene.
from like the 70s and whatnot, and just kind of like the goofiness of it, like just pre-Gundam mecha anime before that kind of introduced that whole paradigm shift. And I guess like because of it targeting to like that kind of old era of anime, Japanese entertainment, and how like anytime old stuff from like the 70s, 80s, or 60s, just that era got localized in some random part of the world, it was always with like the cheapest ass like dub possible. So I think the localizers decided to have a bit of fun and channeled that energy.
Oh, something shot out of it. It blew a building apart. It's simply incredible.
I mean, hell yeah, if it's like intentional, I can believe it.
This isn't a movie.
It says a lot that I almost believe that this was done intentionally for a second there.
This isn't a movie. This is real. This is reality. Like
I'm getting some heavy.
You can see that existing in like some bizarre ass live action 70s show that just got like a brief syndication in the US and they had to just dub something over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Italy's burning.
Well, no one. Well, it's not like we're losing anything worthwhile.
Yeah, specifically Rome. So yeah, it's not the Roman Empire anymore, but it's definitely the people there are having a sense of deja vu. That's for sure. Kind of 2,000 years after the fact.
This game has an extreme overlap with the Grandia Extremes cast.
Oh,
I'm
that would explain a lot because I think Enix was like at the time like, well, yeah, oh god, yeah. Okay, no, that specific name, Grandia Extreme. I just looked up because I have the manual for my physical copy out. It has an ad for Grandia Extreme right on the back.
Oh, god damn it, of course.
No, so, Haseo, good job. You nailed it right on the fucking money.
Hey,
man.
I'm sure... You thought the game was unrelated, but it turns out no. It's not.
They have no other credits on Moby Games. That explains even more.
Wow.
No one else probably wanted to hire these guys, even if what they were doing, they were having fun with as part of a joke. Whatever, at least all it really was, it was just do the line read straight, but hilariously bad, and not like... I mean, it'd be a very different thing if they were doing, like, what ADV did with, like, ghost stories. And we're like, we're just gonna make shit up. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Vic Mangina.
Oh, wait. So we're just starting off like this, not even the giant robots.
Nope, we're starting on the ground floor.
I'm
Game is
sorry,
doing
I
absolutely
slept in.
everything it can to make it feel like that we're
No,
playing
no.
out like an
We've been
anime.
friends since junior high.
Mhm.
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, also
Anyway,
if you want like
thanks for
another
joining me
interesting
to shop.
tidbit about this
Let's
game,
catch
it's just
the
kind of the
next
effort they
train.
put into this. Character design by Toshihiro Kawamoto. All you fucking Cowboy Bebop fans got something to latch onto here.
Oh shit! I knew like the designs were reminding me of something.
Oh yeah. Oh, once we see another character and you see his hairstyle, it is going to like it is going to like trigger some core memories in you as well.
I can't wait until we meet whoever that is.
You're a tiny alien controlling a normal human controlling a giant robot. No, it's not like that. This is as close to normal human control as you get, but it's just really simple. This is one
What
thing,
is
obviously,
going
where
on?
it's like,
They're calling for you.
if there was ever like a modern take on like this type of like mecha game, and you have to like make a human control model for it, it would definitely be like more natural than what this has.
The Battalion committee?
Because it is like, it's tank controls, your camera is like locked directly behind your back. You got L1 and R1 for strafing and circle to jump.
What are you talking about? What is the committee?
It was back in the day before we had like before we had thoughts of like some kind of centralized control style, and developers just did whatever the fuck they wanted.
Which honestly, I still kind of miss that. I'm alone on that thought. Okay, I understand. Your silence told me everything.
I miss aspects of it.
No, it can't be. The phantom effect?
Well, shit's fucked now.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I also love that because this is a very unoptimized game by like a small PS2 developer, that like the frame rate will run the gambit between hitting its 60 FPS gap or going into the single digits when things get busy.
See, that's what I'd expect from a game by these developers.
Yeah.
Like, when I play an EDF game, I want EDF to run like shit.
Yeah.
I don't want a smooth 60 FPS like EDF game. That's unnatural.
Yeah, although at this point, because of just how good like modern like consoles and PCs are at this point, and obviously the fact that EDF games are on PC, it's like, I mean, it's gonna run this time. These days, it's just gonna run a lot more better than not compared to those older titles. So you gotta run with it. At least the benefit of modern EDF is like you got all the class shit to kind of mess around with it for whole play styles. I mean, whatever. You could just pick Air Raid and just, like, summon 100 bajillion fucking airstrikes, and you could get that authentic experience all over again. Oh, no, Hasio brought up Hakamoto also did the character design in Golden Boy. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
wait.
Yes.
I can also see the Golden Boy comparisons, but
it's somewhere in this city, as all the buildings are getting destroyed, there's just gonna be like some 20-year-old loser with like a fake ass computer made out of cardboard, because that's the only way he can feel like he's a normal person.
You're not going to try running right by that robot, are
we're gonna
you?
see him bicycle through the city while all this mayhem is happening.
I have to save my grandma.
I have to save my grandma.
All right. It's indicated by the red spot on the map. You just press start and like pauses the game and it like shows you that. So, kind of wish there was a mini map, but whatever.
This is what we got. The lost 7 episode of Golden Boy.
I will say though, like just to kind of just get ahead of like as far as like what the progression in this episode is, kind of doesn't matter as much if like, we don't specifically need to, like, go straight to here right away. It's more like, as part of the scripting, like, Nanao herself needs to actually kind of make it here. But, fuck it, like it. Oh, you saw, like, the little red splotches over there? Someone just getting stomped on? Yeah, there's, you might have briefly seen it when I brought up the options menu at the start, but it's like, there was a toggle for animated gore. This is a T-rated game, so there's like no jibbing or anything. It's just ragdolls get flown everywhere, and like the cheapest blood effects just go spraying everywhere.
That's what I want. That sounds like a good thing to me.
Yeah. We can also look in first person if we want. Oh, dude, no, she went flying!
I saw the thing. Oh, look at that guy flying!
He went flying too! I've never actually gotten that close, just because I knew that this was always how, like, this event's gonna go anyway. Her house and her grandma are just gonna get blown the fuck up.
This can't be true.
Rip grandma, send flying off.
Senjo is on fire.
Like, it needs to be highlighted Like, the stuff we're seeing on screen, obviously, that shit's hilarious. Like, no mistake about that. But when you take the time to actually sit down and look at what's going to be happening in the plot, what these characters go through, there's some dark shit that happens.
Oh boy.
Oh yes,
God,
Hard Times Have Fallen
Spike.
on Spike Spencer.
So that.
No, Spike
yeah.
is Spike Spiegel.
Spike Spiegel. Spike Spiegel.
God damn it. Yeah, old Spike. He's got the hairstyle and everything. I'm sorry, I like playing so much Steambot Chronicles and making jokes about how it's Shinji and Rei's like steampunk robot adventures. I like Spike Spencer has been like at the forefront of my brain as far as like names that start with the word Spike.
Chairman?
So yeah, we gotta have the crazy
What
old
good timing. Observe.
professor who created the giant robot.
That is a Volgara.
Yep.
The one who can
I can't get over the Spike hair. That is exactly the same style.
Yeah, just reused that exactly, but like just aged it up so it's all gray.
Yeah.
Take cover? What are you saying? Isn't there something that you ought to be doing?
This fucking voice acting.
It's so good.
Why does the Trilinian
It's an amazing whiplash this game has. It's so corny and cheesy, but like it is all happening over like horrible destruction and the fact that these characters will go through like financial hardships and depression. I am not even joking on that. I mean, Nanao's house and her grandma are gone. She's still in high school. What do you think is going to happen?
It was all for what is happening today. This.
Oh,
is
hey,
the
look at that
controller.
not PS2
Now go.
controller.
Go to the committee.
That feels like the kind of that they would sell you a controller like that.
Yeah,
along
that
with this
looks
game.
like some bargain bin third-party controller that you would find at the store back then.
Get going.
Oh god, it's the Virtual Boy
Virtual
controller.
Boy.
No!
Oh no! Get in the Virtual Boy, Shinji.
Or then now we'll have to use it again. All right. So now we gotta head over to the Trilinium committee. We're not gonna go directly in the direction of the robot though. That's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Volgara. It seems shameful to destroy.
But yeah, the Volgara, that's the name of the robots attacking. The thing that makes them significant is that they're alien life forms that can survive the nectar barrier. And I think the only reason is because they're entirely mechanical is the idea.
Right. Oh, I thought he was gonna. Oh wait, did he get blown up?
Yeah. Yep.
What? Well.
Dr. Arai! Why?
Rip Spike.
Yeah. Bang.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's also something that like should be mentioned. Oh god, well, besides what I was about to talk about, there's this voice.
Folding here at the hands of an enormous humanoid weapon. It is
This is just.
what appear to be beams of massive
This is just like an Asian
power,
lady, like
because the weapon appeared with
trying
Yeah,
to
that's
speak
the
English.
thing. Like, I used to think that this was someone, like, playing up, like, a fake stereotypical accent, but, like, as things went on, this really does feel too authentic to not be the case.
Already, numerous casualties have been reported.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a parody. This feels like.
Yeah.
This feels real.
And this is a character who, even in the Japanese, like, his name is, like, it's Herman Wiltz, I believe it is. So it's like, he's supposed to be German, so naturally the developer, I mean, like, the localizers decided, yeah, let's give him a fake German accent. Maybe a producer from the developer, who knows? I'd have to... Actually, fuck, hold on. Maybe, like, look up on Moby Games or whatever to see, like, if the voice actors listed in the credits.
Unfinished?
Alchemic Drive hasn't been tested. System ignition could be dangerous.
Holy shit. Would you even call this German?
You're still going to launch?
No, that's why I'm saying, unlike Mika Banhara's voice actor, I'm pretty sure this is absolutely a fake accent.
If anything goes wrong,
I'm a healer, but I'd expect Dr. Wiltz to just be packing a Glock under these goddamn lab coats.
but while I would like to avoid unnecessary risk,
Call
He's
an
trying
ambulance,
so hard.
but not for
He's trying
me.
so-
Oh god, now I realize what is most fitting. This is like, this dude's like accent would be most fitting for like a Tommy Wiseau type of character.
Yo, yeah, actually, totally.
Oh my god. Apparently the English voice for this dude is Michael Tepner. Is the idea,
But the
so...
risk.
Yeah. And even then, like, I'm actually briefly looking through the manual again. Because sometimes manuals would, like, actually list, like, a shortened version of, like, a
What
game's
do
credits
people
or whatever,
say?
but, like, doesn't have it in the manual for RAD. Oh, well.
Alchemic Drive ignition. Pavel, prepare.
He's trying
for
so
launch.
hard to keep up that German accent.
Yeah,
He's struggling.
but... time to actually get the robot activated. This is where the fun really starts.
Oh boy, let's go. See them robots.
There he is. Good old parking lots, yeah. You can tell that this was you can tell that like this whole mechanism, just everything in the thought put into this, you could tell that this was something created post Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's so many parking lots in Japan. Exactly. They're all secretly launch pads for giant robots.
What's happening?
Voice, and that's like portrait of her looking up. I can't help but feel like she's just stoned out of her mind.
Vavel.
That would explain a lot, actually, if she was.
To which I have to say, now, how are you getting drugs into Japan? Oh, whoops, the cops are outside now. Now, here's something I'm actually going to do. They expect you to, like, switch the control of Vavel right away by pressing the select button, but I'm going to do something instead with something that I was meaning to explain before all the dialogue continued to distract us.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with our jump button, and there's an extra feature assigned to it that the game really just, like, it gives you right away, but it takes a while to actually explain that it's a thing you even have access to. We can basically hold the jump button to fly up.
Oh, the game just doesn't explain that?
It doesn't explain it until later, and I think until, like, you get into, like, menus and shit as far as your abilities, which means... How high up do you think we could fly?
Wait, you could...
I have only 3 words to say right now.
What?
Hold on, let me get into position. Ike! Giant robo!
Nice. Nice.
Yep, this is totally supported.
This is... Oh my god, this... You're actually doing it. You're actually doing it.
Yeah.
Wait, so... If you didn't know how you could fly, what would you have to do then?
You would be on the ground floor, it would switch to first person view, and you would then basically see and control your giant robot from your character's perspective. That's basically what happens. So it's like,
Dr. Wiltz?
I'd say it's like not supported, but I mean like no. Obviously in this case, because it's sticking to a third person perspective while I'm on his shoulder, it's like they clearly, I think they realized that the physics colliders on the robot were big enough that you could stand on it while it's moving. So they decided to, I guess, make an exception for where the camera changes. But it's like,
what should I do?
But you can tell, like, I am already floating at least like a foot off of it because of the physics box colliders on the robot being larger than the model itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so news anchor lady Mika Banhara is voiced by Satoko Iwahara, who's another rando from the localization company. Yep, that definitely reaffirmed what I had always thought was the case, that it absolutely was someone like that was English. Not English, rather, but...
What?
English was not their first language.
Oh, clearly, yeah.
So
Obviously, the
this
difficult
is
part, though, when
Gar's
it comes to this...
power.
Well, I mean, the difficult part in general when it comes to this game, naturally, is making sure that, like, your attacks will line up. Because whether you're on the ground and looking in first person or you're on their shoulder, I mean, like, Vavel's center is not your center. So you basically have to kind of make sure that it is lined up properly. So you might be
Must
missing
Bulgara's
attacks now and
defense
then.
mechanism.
I can't believe it just teleported behind you. It nothing personal to you.
So here's the thing as far as like how the combat works, like how fighting the Bulgara is intended to go, which I feel is a nice clever way of trying to enforce some amount of like escalation of attacks like you would get in an actual mecha anime, like a Super Robot show. So just starting with like long-range projectiles and shit does not work at the start. They react automatically to just teleport out of the way. So you have to get in close and start dealing like punches and shit to it. And as that weakens it, its defense systems will go down, which means then it cannot teleport. So it'll be ready to... Hold on.
There's been a startling new development.
Let's
The
see.
newly emerged humanoid weapon has
There we go.
challenged the rampaging
Oh my
robot.
god, you just knocked it right off its head. The fucking flip it just did.
Yeah, physics on the robots when they get knocked down is the best. Why do you know the name of the system that the enemy uses? I mean, all these creators of giant robots clearly know what the enemy is capable of before they ever first arrive on Earth. That's just the rule. So now we just got to keep going and punch with like the analog sticks, of which there are a bunch of different motions we can do.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they said use like the analog sticks for punching, I was just thinking, oh, they're gonna make you do a lot of shit with that.
And they do. They really fucking do. So yeah, rotate out to the side. So like rotate. So tap the left stick to the left or right to the right, and then rotate it up 90 degrees, and then you'll be able to do a hook like so.
Oh, okay.
You can also hold the sticks together, and you can block.
This camera angle is making it extra goofy. Oh my god.
It is kind of difficult to line up just because of like the range and shit, but. Oh god!
Oh no!
Well, whatever. You
You're
actually
fine.
get to see now what it's like to control this thing from the ground floor, because we got a decent decent view of things. Hold on. Get up on the rubble. There we go.
Oh, okay. This is what I've seen.
Yeah.
Good.
Slap.
The energy's charged.
Yeah, we have like an energy meter that's been charging the entire time.
Hold down the R1 and L1 buttons together to charge. Then tip up the right analog stick.
This is a very
This is so
70s type
much.
super robot. What do you think that motion could possibly lead to?
Jeez, I wonder. Come on, do it, do it,
Look
do it,
at
do
the
it.
punching!
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of collateral damage, but don't mind it.
Don't worry about it. It was cool. What kind of self-respecting super robot wouldn't have a rocket punch?
Yeah. You can also crouch with pressing L2 and R2, but that also leads to this. You can jump.
Oh, wow.
So
Does that actually have a use, or?
you can still attack. You can still move the arms even when you're airborne.
Oh. Yeah, look at that. I think you might have missed on that.
Yeah. Oh, I tried to block, but by pressing both sticks
Sumi
it
has
works,
a-
but it, yeah.
Sumi has a good point. Can you do the Inazuma kick?
That is an ability that you can buy later on.
Fucking good. 11 out of 10. Best game.
You can even get breast fire.
Nice.
No, you don't. Get back here, you son of a bitch.
This looks so up. My God.
I love just
seen
how
this
lazy
game-
the walking looking is because it's only the legs animating.
I've only seen this game in screenshots, by the way. I have never seen it in action. Oh my god, look at how you just fell down.
Yeah, admittedly,
like-
it's a lot harder to, Hold on.
Oh.
Come on. There we go. Okay, block that.
Yeah, looks like she's
Oh,
still
god
following
damn
you.
it!
Oh, no!
No! No!
Wow, you're vulnerable for a very long while while that's happening.
Oh, yeah. Just, the angle was off. Whatever. She run after the robot when you you were up on the shoulder. Yeah, and now it's just basically been following us this entire mission. She cannot die. Her life is basically going to be endless suffering.
She's already dead inside.
She lost her grandma.
Shortly after noon today, an enormous humanoid weapon landed on
Yeah.
our soil.
I fucking love this
The
game.
enormous robot
This is why it's like
was
one of my
seen
top
after
100
the
games
Italian
ever.
Calamity. The unidentified robot
Also,
attacked
now
the
that
city of
they've
Senjo
mentioned, now that Timmy has
indiscriminately.
mentioned that the character designer
Numerous
made Golden
casualties
Boy,
have been reported.
this lady looks like a character from Golden
The
Boy.
second robot was challenged
Yes.
by a third humanoid
The hair is a
robot.
dead giveaway.
In a
Yeah.
pitched battle, the third robot defeated the second robot.
The third
intervention
robot
of the third
defeated the
robot
second
saved
robot.
Senjo from total annihilation.
She's reading off like the slowest
victorious
teleprompter
robot
you
left
could get
Senjo.
away
Its
with at a
present
news
whereabouts
station.
are unknown.
We did it, Patrick. We saved the
Damage to
city.
Senjo is extensive. The death total is
And then cuts to like just the image of like that dude from like one of the Ultraman series. It's like, look around you. What did you save? You didn't save anything. Then we could save. We could go to the options, exit to the main menu. That's all we got right now. So we got to go to the next mission. We'll at least keep playing until we. It won't take too long until I think like a few more missions, because like the next couple are kind of to. So I think the funny thing is, even though like I showed that you can get onto your robot's shoulder, like I think this episode is the one that actually explains to you, yes, you can jump and like fly up, and you can use that to get onto the robot's shoulder.
the first humanoid weapon that destroyed Rowan.
Do they explain
like
why
that's
you
what I
can
love
fly?
about this, because of how like you know, it's a remote control robot game. You know,
Yeah.
Tetsujin and Giant Robot are its main influence points, but there's just
We've
also
just
like just
received
the
breaking
love for like
news.
70s super robots in general.
A fourth humanoid
Yeah.
weapon has appeared. Its location
But did they ever
is
explain why you can
Tokyo Bay.
fly?
The
I
latest humanoid
I think
weapon
it's
is
just
headed
like a
for
device that
Tokyo.
you have on you that's like an
The
anti-gravity
government urges us
propelling
all
type
to
of
remain
thing.
calm. The Japan self-defense
You know what?
force,
Sure, I'll believe it.
JSDF,
Yeah, I mean
We'll
there
just
are
go with
character
it.
upgrades you can give yourself. Like there
It
are
is
new
marshalling its
moves and
combined
upgrades
arms
you can
in
give your
Harumi,
robot, but you
Tokyo.
can also upgrade like your player
major assault
character
against the
to
approaching
like
robot is
you can
planned.
even like get upgrades for stuff that
Residents in the
include
area
like
have been
throwable
advised to
grenades as a
evacuate under
weapon.
official guidance.
That actually has use, believe it or not, in this game that is ultimately about giant 50-meter tall fucking robots punching the shit out of each other.
How do you use grenades? That's impossible.
Well, here's also the other thing. Might as well explain it because there's no way I'll be able to actually show it since it's a multiplayer thing. But there's a 2-player versus mode in this
A
game,
Vulgara giant
Oh.
appeared in Tokyo.
and you would think that would just be, oh, 2 players control their own giant robots, and that's the end of it. No, it's technically 2 players control their own human avatars who have control over their own giant robots.
the self-defense
God.
force appears to be
So
struggling.
those human characters
They have appealed
still
for
have a
our
physical
help.
presence within the environment. What do you think would happen if like someone is really good at controlling their robot, but you found where they were, their human character were, and just proceeded to blow them the fuck up?
Yeah, it's grenade
The
time
armed
then.
forces wouldn't
Yeah.
risk fighting
You know-
if they weren't ready.
The culture preservation
power
group.
must be
Yeah, like
overwhelming.
the Trilinium Committee is just a whole bunch of nonsense.
That isn't news. Only the Trilenium Committee can take on the Vulgara.
Yeah, we've seen this trope before. Only a privately owned enterprise could stop the giant robot threats. Not the government, not the military.
That's why your
Nope.
father
Not
Where have
them.
I seen that?
Fuck those idiots.
Where have I seen that before?
We converted the
Hey,
Mechanites
what's
to
going
fight
on
the
with these
Vargal.
computers that you got here? I see these files open for Human Instrumentality Project. I don't know. Like you need wind instruments or something for that. Strings.
Even though the Mechanites
Yeah, don't worry
were
about it. Don't
never
worry.
intended to be
Just ignore
weapons.
that. Oh, look, there's an angel over there.
But
Go fight
we
that.
had no choice. It
The
was
cool
all we
logo
could
with
do
the
to
7
fight
eyes
the
already
Vargal.
taken. Yeah.
Yep.
We
all knew
couldn't
that.
give whatever the
Your
fuck that
father
leaf
too.
is. That half of the design is used in the Nerve logo. So we got this thing instead. Fuck it.
We found this at a bargain store. It was the best we could afford.
What should I be doing?
You know what? Fuck it. I might as well spoil it because like we're not even gonna get far enough into the game to actually have it be a reveal. But there is like a reveal halfway through the game that explains kind of what the purpose of like Vavel or like the the Mega Knight is supposed to be, and like which Dr. Horai created with the Trilinium Committee. And the whole idea is the most insane ass fucking plan, where the idea is that it's supposed to genocide half of the human race in order to push the remainder down an evolutionary path that they will finally be able to overcome the Nectar Barrier and expand into space. It makes no sense. I know. I can hear it in your voice. Your disbelief. It is fucking ridiculous.
I was
Oh yeah, and here's the
halfway through
explanation.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I prefer
I was
new
halfway
types.
through
We
my
do too.
drink.
It's so stupid. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No. What? Wait. What?
This is all overwhelming. I understand.
Good.
Are we the baddies?
You can walk freely atop the
No,
Mega
it's
Knight
fine
to
because
wherever
we
it's easiest
because
to
when we
control.
realize that's the case, we go, no, fuck that, and then we stop that original program entirely.
Oh. Well, there
Can you
we
step
go.
on yourself? Yes, you can. You will take damage, but it is possible to make your Mega Knight step on you.
Sumi looks excited for that.
It's not as erotic as you think it is. It's actually very
Hold the Mega
painful.
Knight while you're on it. It's faster to ride. Believe me.
That is true what he says because of how when
It
you
is.
switch control over to the Mega Knight, you stand in place. So you can imagine this sort of back and forth of having to move it forward and then move your character forward because you're out of range. And then just repeat it. And this is interesting. With the other two Mega Knights you can choose, they're actually designed as transformers. Like one of them, it transforms into like a floating, like a flying vehicle, and then the other turns into like just a giant armored land vehicle.
Oh.
It is simply immense. It must be at least 40
Oh, this
meters
poor lady's
tall.
trying her
It
best.
has been rumored
Yeah.
to be a self-defense force secret weapon.
This was
However,
also the era where it was
authorities
like,
have denied
we
any
need
knowledge
someone
of
to do
it.
the English voice acting.
What
Just get
exactly
whoever's in
is
the
this
office that
massive
day.
machine?
Yeah, I mean, I've been replaying System Shock 1, you know, the original
Stay fast,
1994
as
game.
always.
That is programmer voice as fuck for everything, except Terry Brocious, obviously, because Shodan is
Fine.
magnificent.
Make way to Tokyo.
You acknowledge it's best to control the robot from itself. Why didn't you put a cockpit in it? Fuck. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
We'll use the transport carrier to take Vavel to Tokyo.
Now, see, obviously,
Move
if we
Vavel
were
to the
piloting the
carrier.
other ones, they would just tell us. So yeah, just transform into like its vehicle mode and go to Tokyo
We just
ASAP.
received word
Oh,
that the Valhalla
yeah.
landed in Tokyo. You need to get to Tokyo right away.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You told us that.
Look at that shot.
All right.
That's the wrong shoulder, though. I'm sorry. Fuck that.
There, you gotta get on the right shoulder.
Look at me just floating like that.
The machine
See,
appears to
if
be
I were able to
northbound
make my
towards
ideal version of this,
Tokyo
it would just
via
be like
second
as soon as
corridor.
your
But the
player
city
character
is once again
comes into physical
under
contact with the
attack
robot and
from
is
a
on it,
giant
it just
humanoid weapon.
like goes into an animation where it just starts holding on to like a bar that's on like its neck or something. Again, like giant robo. Something that makes it a bit more plausible. But whatever. I'm not holding it against Sandlot. They're a small company. Please be kind to them.
They were doing with the best they can.
Some say they're still doing the best they can now.
Yeah.
I can't shoot them. They look just like us.
Like us.
Oh.
I'm glad ADF is still going on even to this day.
I'm glad. Yeah. Even to the dismay of one of my friends who just doesn't get EDF, but everyone else, like, in our friend circle does, so we just, like, rag on him for it.
Sounds like a skill issue to me for him.
Yeah. Bully coming over to kick over the castle in the Sandlot. All right. So yeah, that was admittedly a very short episode. It's more like the first half of an episode, typically. There's over 50 missions in this game, by the way, so you can imagine that they were trying to stretch this out to be like one of those year-long giant robot animes of the 80s.
We've received an update
so
on the fourth
it goes for a
humanoid
while.
weapon
It goes for a
yesterday.
long fucking while.
Early this morning,
How
the
long
self-defense
is this game?
subjected the robot to
You
a
think?
bombardment.
Definitely like a
Over
dozen
100
hours at the
tanks.
least.
The hostile
Jeez.
robot withstood the attack and retaliated.
I mean,
to
you've seen how big
devastating
the
effect.
Earth Defense Force games are. Like just a
Having
single one of
disposed
those.
the JSDF,
Yeah, they can.
the robot made
They're
land.
pretty big. They can go on for a
situation has
while.
degenerated
They have a
into
lot of
apparent
missions, and that's on
chaos
top
in
of the fact that
area.
they all have 5 difficulty options on top of them.
Yep.
Like they're like that's the one thing that I'll at least give credit to this over the EDF games is that like at least when you start the game, it's like consistently about moving forward. There's no like, well, I guess I'll replay this old mission on a higher difficulty just to grind resources. I mean,
Wait,
that's where the Comic Head used to be. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh man, Comic Head's fucked this year.
Quick, save all the Dojins.
Save them all.
Isn't that just the same robot too?
Yeah, they reuse the same enemy types a lot.
You
Don't
know
worry,
what?
we do
I
see
can't hold.
more later on. There's even one that it leads to a mini plot point that is designed to just completely confound like the human cast in this game, where it's just like, okay, we've been fighting a bunch of clearly mechanical looking robots because those are the only things that can survive in space. Suddenly, a Godzilla looking monster shows up. What the fuck? It's technically a machine, but it doesn't look like it? Whatever,
really just
beat it up. It's causing problems.
Someone just really wanted Godzilla in their game.
They really did. They
That's-
wanted the kaiju battle, and they got it.
Good for them. Good for them.
Which, speaking of, you also have no idea how excited I was to keep playing Earth Defense Force 4.1 until I got to control the giant robot and use it against the Godzilla monster.
I don't think
It's
I've ever gotten
Mechagodzilla.
that
That's okay. I mean, yeah, you say that, but it doesn't look like Mechagodzilla. That's the whole point, and that's why everyone is freaking out about it. Jesus. Those are some casualties already just from how long it took for us to get here. Because we couldn't do anything.
Will be passing through this area shortly.
Alright. Well, we know what to do. Just with all these NPCs running around, it's like, you're seeing more and more the bits and pieces that will later get reused for Earth Defense Force.
Aren't the evacuations over?
Yeah.
We have to do something.
So I'm gonna guess you could also step out all those people too, if you wanted to.
It's
Yep.
coming your way.
In fact, like, anything that falls on them, they will totally just ragdoll and bleed profusely.
It
They'll
has
bleed
to be
more
solved
blood than is
before it
physically
gets to
capable
those
to be
people.
stuck in their bodies.
I see we've gone to the Mortal Kombat school of blood splatters for this game.
Yeah, all that's missing is like 3 dozen rib cages. Per body.
Unfortunate, yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so they're coming this way. Let's get on top. Oh yeah, look at that frame rate. Look how chunky it
Oh
is.
my god.
Yeah, you love to
that
see
frame
it.
rate dropped. I'm gonna guess you only fight one robot at a time.
Bring you
Right,
exclusive
right.
live report. The mysterious humanoid robot.
I think
the
my
same
silence should
syndrome
say
is
everything.
appeared in
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Yeah, I think I get the gist of it now. You don't have to say anything else.
For what it's worth, the missions where you do end up fighting more than one are usually in like more open and less visual busy places than this.
Okay, that's good.
Like there's at least an environment that's designed to like take place in like the foothills leading up to Mount Fuji or some shit like that. So you have like a big more open field to work with. Trying to jump over these bridges. Oh, well, they broke that one. Whatever.
Well, Rip. Whatever. It's fine.
Time for real life Rock'em Sock'em robots, bitch.
Yeah. God.
You ever watch Robot Jocks? I've editor's note. I have not watched Robot Jocks.
Look at.
I don't know if I necessarily would want to, but I know it exists.
It does. Atlantic Rim.
That's a good alternate name for that. Yeah.
The way they fall over like that, it just looks like a figure, like that's been tipped over.
Oh God! I realized I was like, oh my God! I just pinballed off their fucking bodies.
You're fine.
I am getting way too greedy trying to do like my jumping overhead chop. It's just not working right now.
And no, Sumi, that was you, the person who was just bleeding. Damn. I joke, but I like the impacts actually of the punches.
They do, yeah. They're really good. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh Jesus!
The foot caused damage. Hasn't even begun to demonstrate its power, though. Oh my God! Get out of there! Oh shit! Get the fuck out! What are you doing, you stupid idiot?
Jesus Christ!
Transform into the volcanic mode.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Charge the energy into the red zone. Then press the square button.
Oh no! Oh! Let's see what this is.
What do you want to say the odds are that we also have like a? Yeah, I was about to joke about like a 5-minute time limit, but no, it's 3 minutes. Whatever. Let's go.
Yeah.
Volcanic mode.
Yeah, no, it's not beam though. We do get breast fire later on.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Yeah.
Is this
and even the
beam?
Harkin laser that we have now, that's basically photonic beam.
But the form can be maintained.
We have a remote control Mazinger. That's literally what this is.
Best game.
So we gotta
Best
beat the Bulgara before 3 minutes is up. Shit.
All right. I mean, you got this. You got this.
And look at this triumphant music playing right now in this otherwise soundtrack that's kind of unremarkable. Okay, good. I needed some breathing room. Jesus. Okay, fine. I'll stick to the right shoulder. Game. Fuck's sake. Oh. That's nothing.
It's amazing.
Ugh.
Is completely overwhelmed.
Oh my God! Look at that fucking.
And that building's overwhelmed too.
That building has been disintegrated.
And boss with permanent super lampshaded. I'll say no, but we get like a more powerful super mode than even this one by the end of the game. You know? It's a Super Robot show. You gotta have your mid-season upgrade.
You gotta have your powerful super mode.
Okay, let's see if we can line this up.
Yeah!
And 2 buildings in the process.
Mission clear.
The city's saved.
So many people are dead, but it's fine. You did it.
This is why I'm so glad to have you on board for today's stream. I just knew like our excitement would make this all the better.
Yeah.
I love it.
Listen, I'm a simple demon.
You enjoy the simple pleasures in life. And the afterlife.
Yes, I see a giant robot. I'm like, yeah, rocket punch, beams. Yeah.
Drill, part 1.
Drill.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's also another thing we haven't even like shown off yet that Pavel has. It's like,
news.
so you can do motions with the stick,
A new
But
humanoid
obviously,
weapon has
this being a
appeared on our
DualShock,
shores.
you can click in the sticks. You have
We'll
L3 and
go to a
R3.
live report
You might be
from the
wondering,
scene.
did Sandlot consider those buttons as well? Yes. Do I even need to answer that?
Yeah, of course.
You want to click one of the sticks and have your fist replaced with a drill? You got that.
Enormous humanoid weapon
Nice.
has appeared.
Yes, I do actually.
Appears to
So
be
it's
of
also
different
both a Mazinger
design
and a
than
Getter
previous
too.
robots. The new robot appears to be fitted with drills on its arms.
That's his new addition.
Devastating new weapons? It is speculated that this latest
It's
robot
not just the hands, it's also the
appeared
shoulder
to avenge
pads.
its defeated
Just
comrades.
drills everywhere. Does it control
This
the
game was
lumbar
made by-
vertebrae? That's a good one.
This game was made by madmen. It's just fucking madmen who are out of their minds.
This was made by people of, like, a superior culture.
You're right. They had to have a galaxy brain while designing this game.
Yeah. This is why I say that it's like if there's any one type of anime that is only ever worth watching, if you're the kind of person who thinks, I don't want to
Hello,
get into
Chairman.
anime,
Are
it's
you
all
all done with
trash,
school?
watch Mecha anime. And if you somehow are going to continue making excuses about why you won't watch that, then I'm sorry, that's a you problem.
Sounds like
That sounds like
don't you
more
think
an
it's
issue with
crazy?
your
Why would they hold
with
classes
you
during
being
all
a
of
shit
this?
rather than the medium.
sounds like you just don't like fun.
Yeah.
I've been watching Gun X Swords. That show's still
I think
great.
that it's a good
Well,
thing.
rewatching it.
I'm having my life enriched watching Genesis of Aquarion.
Nah, yeah.
If things don't get
Also,
better,
all this like
it may not
collateral
be
damage
possible to keep
is
schools open.
it's bringing me back to one of my favorite classic
I know.
animes, Zambot 3, where I think
Yeah.
that might be the only classic Super Robot show where they
They're in the
actually
basement
deal with
of
the
the
collateral
Civilization
damage.
Preservation
To deal with the collateral
Foundation.
damage, the bad guys deal with some of like the most have some of the most heinous plots ever. Yeah, you ever wanted the Super Robot show
The
where like the
Foundation is
villains
indicated
kidnap
by the
humans
red
and then
dot on
reintroduce
your
them into
map.
the populace as living time bombs?
Do you want to watch the episode end with them slowly walking off into the sunset, knowing they're all gonna die? It's a great anime.
You want to watch the finale
where
where the fucking villains are having a philosophical debate with a child who has no means to properly debate them on like whether or not humans should be allowed to live because the future determined that they are going to become like horrible like genociding assholes?
See, this is why we're hanging out today. I think you're the only other person I can talk about Zambot 3 with.
Yeah. I mean, even then, it's like, I still need to watch Zambot 3 in full. Like, I've only ever, like, seen, like, the major moments and, like, know about, like, how it ends. And, like, a lot of it is just because of the context of knowing that it was directed by Domino. And it was what he did before Gundam. So it's like, it explains a lot about things regarding him, at least during that time period in his career.
He was a very depressed man at that time.
Understandably so. But now ever since the 2000s, he just seems to be like a much more happier old man. I mean, you have to be if you come up with a fucking mecha anime where like the titular robot has dreads and like everyone's doing the monkey.
Yeah. He is definitely like old school Tomino and new Tomino are very different people.
Yeah. Although you
Shannon,
did see, like, I think a
welcome.
bit of rage come out of him, I think, at one point where he was in an interview for, like, one of, like, the... Like, it was in very recent years.
Oh.
Where I think it was... I
hi,
think he, like,
Keiko.
specifically
Long
mentioned
time no
Musk in,
see.
like, a not a very positive light or something like that. I think it was more
Yeah,
about, like, technology or even just kind of, like, how
It
cheap,
certainly
like,
has been a long
environmentalism
time.
messages sometimes just get used. And things like that. I think it had to do with, like one of like the more recent Gundam series that he actually was on and like kind of like being interviewed on that. But it's the sort of thing where it's like, yeah, no,
Must have
like
been at a
when he
foundation
feels
party
passionately and
the last
strongly
time we
about
saw each
something
other.
that is worth bringing up, however like uncomfortable it might be, he'll bring it up. He deserves
Absolutely.
Since then, the foundation fell into bankruptcy.
He is as
We had to
the kids
disband.
call based, I think.
Yeah.
But the committee is now humanity's one hope. The foundation has been vindicated by what
Yeah,
is
the,
happening now.
Yeah, this whole weird so that's the other thing that's part of like the backstory that like
I wish this
people
day
probably
never
have
came.
like caught just from like following the text while we've been yakking over it. But like the whole thing with the backstory and like how like we got this giant robot in the first place is that like we're the rich kid of like a company that went into bankruptcy because they spent all their funds building this giant robot and basically left it in the care of like this Trilenium committee to kind of keep it maintained and make sure that it would be ready for the time that the Volgara would come to Earth and try to destroy humanity. So basically, regardless of like the character type you go with, like their backstory, your version of Tsukioka is always going to have this sort of underlying resentment towards the Mega Knight and the committee Dr. because Wilkes. It's like my fucking way of living got upended because of this. I fucking hate you, OBS.
Why can't
Every
you just
ounce
work,
of my
right?
being. Ugh.
We were enjoying ourselves too.
We were really. We were on such a roll just for this first hour.
Hi, we're back, by the way. Hello.
Close combat.
Yeah. We're getting a drill installed into our giant robot.
I'd teach you how to deploy it.
Yeah. Let's get it to this bitch up.
We don't need the lecture. I can better explain it. And that's the end of the mission if you just do that.
Good, great job. You did it.
We did the thing. We told our instructor to fuck off. Yeah, so how it goes is basically, I believe it's with the right stick. That's like the right arm is where the drill is installed. So the way you activate it, as you'll find, is you just click R3. And it swaps between a fist or the drill. There's also a similar... There's a different utility type of weapon that also gets added to your left arm and is also switched between in the exact same way.
Of the hostile humanoid weapons have been unknown.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Today, however,
Well,
the United States government made an official announcement.
Well, I'm glad you're
government
past
believes
that
that the
bullshit,
robots
Hasio,
are
because you're gonna get to
alien
see us become Getter 2
NASA
for a brief
believes
moment.
that the robots originated from the Volgara planetary system. The government of Russia also made an announcement.
Oh man. Let me get another drink.
Not rebooting the PC this week? Assuming?
No, not rebooting the PC this week. No, because like that was because that's actually what I had to do last week when this same thing happened, because trying to because I had to exit out OBS every time this stuff happens. And
Yay,
like when I had to do it
home.
last time, it wouldn't let me open OBS again because it kept thinking it was still open.
Oh no.
Yeah, and like going into the task manager and trying to end the processes like forcibly wasn't doing it.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah. It's like, I'll be fucking honest. I'm still committing to this Year of the Mecha project all the way to the end of the year. Just, like, that's not changing.
Hi.
My willingness to continue streaming in general starting in 2024 is probably starting to fade very quickly.
Now.
This
going
might be
home
my
now?
magnum opus, as it were.
Well, it's a way to go, a hell of a way to go out.
Damn
If it
straight, I'm
is-
gonna like, I'm just gonna like self-promote this thing even after it's all done to show you, look what I did, look at what you people are missing.
Yeah, it's this state of emergency
You
now.
people weren't around to make this worthwhile, and look where I am. I'm back to an internet plan with a data cap.
Do you want company? I'll walk with you most of the way home. Sure.
She's trying her best to be happy, regardless of all that has gone on in her life. And it's
But
about to get
Grandma,
even worse today.
How could it get worse for her?
Oh, she has a... Yeah, especially if I remember this
Now?
particular... if this is the particular mission. She has a line near the end that is just burned into my mind as, like, just
Yes?
one of my absolute favorites and how hilariously bad and dumb it
Now,
is.
You lived with your
Oh,
grandmother
is she
before,
gonna get
isn't that
dumped
right?
on throughout the whole game? It sounds like.
Well,
It sounds
how
like she
much
is,
she gets
Simi.
dumped on... What if I were to tell you how much she gets dumped on throughout the game
managing to
can
get by
also
now?
be a result of your actions?
Oh boy, I love
I'm on
characters
my own
suffering
now.
because of the main
I'm
characters.
getting by.
I mean, look at all the
Somehow.
collateral damage we've caused.
Can you afford to keep going?
We're the heroes.
Well, that's
It's
why
just
I
the
had to
reverse
find
version
work.
of, are we the
I'll have to
baddies?
pay my own way from
It's just
now
asking,
on.
are we the heroes?
Heroes. Yeah.
Exploding her apartment every episode. Not exactly that every time, but it's like, she does get a part-time job, and like, when you
Oh.
know exactly like which place it is she has her part-time job, you could just go and like quote, accidentally destroy it every time.
That sounds
God,
hard.
oh no!
Is there anything I can
Even
do to
worse,
help?
I've not personally got it, but I've seen it in like the sole walkthrough that I found on GameFAQs that describes it as being
Don't feel
possible.
sorry for me.
But it
I'll
is
be
possible
fine.
that if you cause her like so much financial distress by destroying the place that like she works her part-time job at, like every time, the ending will acknowledge
through
that
terrible
like she
times,
committed
too.
suicide.
Oh, that's dark. Oh, that's really dark.
It's real grim.
Holy shit.
I've heard that
You know
you
what's
were
even
wealthy
more
before,
fucked up? It's like
but you're
not the part where
not
she
bankrupt
commits
now.
suicide, but it's like if you do the first part of it, where it's like you
We both have to
destroy
keep
like her
trying.
place of
can't
employment
give
and
up.
all the available places that that you're on this map, like all the way up through episode
Right?
20. Another character
right.
comes in.
Especially
And,
now in these terrible
I
times.
I forget entirely the full context because the way I describe it will probably make it sound like it's another character that is like rewarding me for it. But you get like 100 billion yen bonus, which is important. Like money is important in this
The
game because
baker's
that's how you
close
get
by.
your Mega Knight upgrades. But I think there's some extra context where it's like that character actually meets with them now to try and kind of like help her out, maybe financially, because it's like another rich person, and
Of
like they're the same
course.
ones that later are donating the 100 billion yen to you. But yeah, like that bakery that they showed, like that's where she's working at to try and make ends meet.
Yeah, when you said things got dark for her, I didn't expect that swerve.
Yeah,
That just like completely knocked me off my chair.
yeah. And there's even other weird variations on that where there's like, I think there's like another business in town that'll also be like trying to like cut into like the sort of business that like she works at. And they're like, this is good for her, but it's still fucked up to even consider. But if you destroy like that rival business's like location, that'll also be like kind of, you can totally do that and it'll be seen as a bit of a positive in her eyes. Because it means like, oh good, I at least still get work at my place now and I'm not going to go out of business.
Why did you give me free bread, Nanao? Did you not give me free bread? I thought we were friends, Nanao.
Thanks for
That's
keeping
so
me
much the worst,
company.
even though there's like another character. It's the girl that the Trilinium community who's like, she's got kind of like the Hime cut, as it were, like the kind of the straight bangs over the forehead. That she moves into a
problem,
condo
Nanao.
in this
Hang in
same
there.
town, and you can also accidentally or purposefully blow up her condo. And if you do that, you get a little story sequence
I'll
where you
do
check
that.
back at the committee headquarters, and she goes, "Oh hey, things got kind of fucked up. My apartment got destroyed, so I'm just gonna be sleeping at the committee now." Nanao lives off the bread crust left over. You say that. There's a line in one of the later missions where you ask her, "You sure you're eating properly? You don't look too well." And she's like, "No, it's fine. I'm having a perfectly normal dinner. It's bread and water soup."
What's up?
Those are the
are
words
you?
they use verbatim.
What is the
Oh my
committee?
god.
Oh god, and now
Well,
she's pressing us on the really hard questions.
When you saw that robot, you called it Bulgara. You knew about them? Those robots?
This is getting a little awkward.
The fact that like she starts having this character turn, and this is also like the earliest opportunity that you can start destroying her place of employment,
What is
feels
it?
very deliberate.
Yeah.
Why did you keep questioning them now? Why did you make me destroy the bakery? That's literally just what it comes off as, like the turn of events that you could just start
Bulgara.
taking. Oh
And
my
you would
god.
not have.
Now, run! You have to get out of here.
I'm gonna. Whoops! Now I have accidentally stepped on your place of employment. I am
Whoops.
so clumsy.
Oh my god. Well, there's only one place in Sencho where the Mega Knight will deploy, so naturally we just gotta run that way.
Oh, it's.
Yep.
You're running a little slow, I've noticed.
You do get upgrades to increase your running speed. To ludicrous degrees, I might add.
Oh boy.
Like, we're talking, we just sped up the running animation by like a multiplication factor.
I bet it must look
so.
really goofy.
It's goofy, but it's practical.
There are drills on its
Jet shoes.
arms.
Yeah, give her shadow jet shoes.
Okay,
It's
no,
here,
you
is
made
it?
this worse.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, I
Pardon?
you gave me no choice but to throw you under the bus.
It's fine. I'll take that buzz. I'll get hit by that buzz.
You'll get hit by that Mega Knight.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I think it's gonna be making a beeline for where the Mega Knight launches. But I need to get close because you know me, I cannot pass up the opportunity to ride on its
Mega.
shoulders. Mega Knight or Mega Knight? The former. I mean, that's how it's spelled.
Yeah. You know, it is important. You need to get on the shoulders. It's just part of the...
It's the only way to feel power.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
Oh, it's here?
getting closer. Press select. Hashkin! God. Every time I play this game, it just brings back like those the dreams I've had of just wanting like the ideal version of this style of mecha game. There's plenty of like fast-paced arcadey mecha games, you know, like your Zone of the Enders and whatnot, your Gundam game, Gundam Extreme Versus. You got your simulation type games, you got your Armored Cores and whatnot. No one but Sandlot, and I guess, well, I don't know, maybe that's technically not true. There's one game where I think it's like, it's Sandlot inspired, but I don't think it was made by them. It feels close though.
What's the game?
It's actually a sequel to Remote Control Dandy.
This is
But
Mecha
but I've
Mara,
never been able to
recording
find
live.
Sandlot's name on it.
Mysterious
All that's ever been
robot
on it is
that saved
Konami's name.
Japan on several occasions
Huh.
disappeared again.
So I guess someone
Appears
like
sent
maybe like
to confront the
maybe it
new
was
criminal
Tamsoft,
method.
possibly. I don't know, because that's
However,
also another thing
the
that needs to be
latest
talked
human
about.
weapon is equipped with drills on its arms.
It wasn't
There's no telling how
so like
this battle will
Sandlot
turn out.
after this game, they did do a licensed game based on Tetsujin 28. And
Right.
kind of adjacent to that, oh fuck, god damn it.
Ooh, oh my god. Holy shit. You killed that building and the frames.
Yeah, and what was I saying? Oh yeah, adjacent to that, Tamsoft, who was another prolific contributor to the Simple 2000 series, they made a game based on Giant Robo, the animation. I have it on my hard drive.
Oh.
I've not loaded it up, but what I've seen from the screenshots on like CD Romance from where I downloaded the ISO is that it looks to be like the same style of remote control robot, shit like that. So it strikes a pose before using its drill. Okay,
Okay.
that's important. Fuck it, let's get back on top. So yeah, like Tamsoft, they made that Giant Robo game. I don't know if they were possibly contracted by Konami to then make a Remote Control Dandy sequel, and they just like erased their name from it because Konami seems like the type of publisher that would not want to give credit to that sort of thing.
They absolutely do, yeah. That's it. Damn. I'm never gonna get tired of those punches, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and as it says, we can, like, hold this to guard. Come on, what you got? Yeah, that's the pose.
Yeah, I think, like, someone trying this game again would be really interesting because it's also like, how would someone make this game
Yeah.
and still keep, like, the same spirit, I guess.
That's the problem. I really don't think most people would like not have the courage to stick to the guns that Sandlot did, especially on just like raw controls. Shit.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh my god! What is happening?
Oh my god! But I'm halfway dead.
Oh.
I forgot that he was already charging up, and I just did not. And I did not put my guard up. Fuck it. Oh
But
my
you're
god.
not dead.
Jesus Christ! You fucking cop!
You got hit by the slowest cop car in the world. And
That
lost
was
so much
intentional.
blood.
Abolish the police. Okay, you know, fuck it. Enough dicking around.
From the robot's arm.
Ooh, yeah, you're kind of
Amazing
you're a little
system.
fucked right now.
The two robots are now
Jeez.
evenly matched. Drill versus
There
drill.
is no way to heal, is there?
Intense.
Nope.
Well, good luck.
Come on, get close, damn it. Yes.
Hey.
So, can I grand charge? Yes. And as well... Yeah!
Yeah.
That'll deal a ton of damage.
Okay.
And it's a drill
Okay.
rocket punch, so that means it's more powerful. Especially against living things.
Sandlot was not involved in Remote Control Dandy SF's development.
Yeah.
Says Simi.
Pretty much. Japanese wiki article says so. Yeah, that's pretty much known. Like, the bigger question has always been who specifically did it, like within Konami, or if they had like gone like an outside studio like Tamsoft or something. Because with Tamsoft, I can absolutely believe it if it was them, because it seemed like on at least with developers that worked on the Simple 2000 series that there was a lot of tech shared between those companies.
I believe that, yeah. Looks like it's charging up.
Oh no, but
Uh-oh.
no, not quite.
What-
It's like if there's like the orange jets, the green jets. There we go.
Ooh!
Uppercut to finish.
Is that it? Is that it? Wow. Hey,
Yep.
clutch it out.
One. Oh my.
Look at her. Oh,
She's
my.
stoned.
What is that robot? Why are you controlling it?
Oh, here it comes. Here comes the line.
Well, it's... Why? Why are you in control of something so horrible? Robots kill people.
That's it.
A robot killed Grandma. This robot's no different.
Robots kill people.
This is why I started destroying her place of employment. I cannot abide someone who is robophobic.
Fair.
No, it's not the same.
Weren't you there when the robot when we summoned the robot for the first time?
What's different about it?
You were
No,
following us,
like the
Nina.
edibles had just kicked in at the right time. Like she was on a trip.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
things were a bit hazy.
Now she's more cognizant.
No.
Robots kill people.
And just her line of reasoning as well.
They killed Grandma.
Like, could you realize how even more, like, dicey it would be if it was applied to, like, any other person, or, like, any other type of group? Just, people die when they are killed.
They're
Yeah, it's
killed.
got a similar energy to that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this game is magical. That's it, though. I think
This
with,
is
like, with how far we're gonna be able to get into the game today, I don't know if we'll really be able to like show off like the upgrades, as it were.
When do
just-
you get unlock the upgrade?
Like, I think like a couple more episodes, because yeah, I think it's either the episode after this or the episode after that where you finally get introduced to the concept of how important money is. It's kind of a similar thing to how Remote Control Dandy started, except this game I feel does a better job than that does, where it's way more confident about throwing you into the thick of it. Like Remote Control Dandy had a lot of just it's a lot of its playable segments felt very heavy on tutorialization, which I can kind of understand in that case because that was the first of that type of giant robot game. You know, like they were having just the most crazy bespoke control scheme that they had to assume that you had played nothing like it and needed to be kind of eased into it. This game, meanwhile, nah, they just load more of it on top of that because Sandlot was probably like, you remember that dinky old PS1 game we made? It's like that, but more.
In urban areas due to concerns about collateral damage to the surroundings.
You know what? For someone whose English is like not her first language, she's not doing too badly.
Nah, yeah, like she's reading her lines. Like they're understandable. Like I've definitely like met people from Asian countries that that aren't fluent in English but still put in the effort to like say all this stuff and like actually have it be understandable. Trying to find a video with credits for remote control Danny SF and found the Yukari gameplay video instead. That's a weird hole to go down.
Yeah, how do you get them? You sure found yourself someplace, Sumi.
I don't know what Toho has to do with this, but okay. That's a joke only for our generation.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Zoomers.
They don't understand Toho jokes. I think I don't know how big
they don't understand like the golden age of the Japanese internet when all that you absorbed from that were like Toho memes, Hatsune Miku and Vocaloids, and Nico Nico Doga medleys.
Yep. I remember those days fondly.
Back when you had to actually make an account to watch videos on Nico Nico Doga.
Yeah.
I still have mine. Nice. I did one. Alright, so we got a Volgara coming across the sea. I do like this particular map, especially with like how they introduce it in this. It might actually, I forget if it's like on this particular map mission or if it's on a later one that reuses the same map. But there is one where it does involve the now again, but like there's a bit more involved stuff you do, like kind of in person. Like you can actually go into like that sort of lighthouse tower. I don't think you can like really like control how easy it is to like control like your Mega Knight from there. I would like to think it's possible, because again, like I normally just stick to being on a shoulder. Oh yeah, and here's the best supporting characters.
Oh my god!
It's these two JSDF like fuckheads that are like trying their best to be relevant, even though they can't do anything.
The civilian evacuations.
Look at these side characters.
The longer we keep the robot at bay, the more civilians we could save.
Oh, this voice.
But all we have is a
part of his
tank.
Some of his lines sounded like it was being recorded in a bathroom. Like I felt like I could hear a slight echo.
We have
it's
to do
pigs in a way.
It really is.
Oh.
A tank? Why on earth are they here?
That's a good question.
Are they going to start hitting us with tanks?
No, fortunately they won't. Like, if anything, the tanks exist to be hit by everything else. Okay, yeah, so I was mistaken. It's not this mission. It's another one on the same map where you kind of run into the now, and it's like, it's the sort of thing where like she realized that she forgot something at that, at that tower over there, so you have to go in. It's technically an option, like you can go in there and like get her pendant and bring it back to her, and then you can finish the fight. Or you can just ignore that and focus on like defeating the Volgara.
Huh? What about you? What exactly are you doing here?
I'm rich. Fuck off. Wait, no, that doesn't work. My family went bankrupt.
I have a giant robot.
What are you saying? Run! Get out of here! Double time!
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I would just press the button to summon the giant robot, say nothing else, and then they would get the picture.
That humanoid weapon is headed straight this way.
Wait, I have an idea. Why don't I just pick up your little tank with my giant robots?
Yeah.
Comes.
You can pick up things with the Mega Knight, but like it's significant. But it's like it's not really intended as something that you can like do to like a whole bunch of objects in this. Techigen 28 actually, that game actually builds around the idea of grabbing objects as like a core part of Techigen's moveset, and that's actually fun to mess around with. Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I wish there was a bit more fancy effects they could have done where it is like, well no, because it's entirely in the bay. It wouldn't be quite the same as like the big lake in front of the photonic labs in Mazinger draining.
Yeah.
But if it was just like a dedicated pool for it, it would be like a missed opportunity if they didn't have like, you literally see it draining as like as the hatch opens up.
Please
Yeah.
leave. You're in danger.
And we can't have scenes where the robot just pops out of, like, say, the Statue of Liberty. That's a G Gundam reference.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't do that, I mean, like that just sounds like cowardice to me.
Yeah, exactly.
The same cowardice that would not accept the idea of having a giant Gundam who's like also a windmill and hides a bunch of other windmills, and that's how he gets into the semifinals for the tournament, because everyone else killed each other while he was just hanging with his homies.
He was the smartest motherfucker in that tournament.
Theo Holland's a Gundam fighter is to be respected for that pragmatism.
I imagine your character cannot swim in this scenario.
I think you can, technically. Oh god! Fuck!
Oh jeez, oh my god.
Fuck it, I'm getting back on there. I don't care. I am stubborn. I want to live out my giant robo fantasies.
I believe in you. I'm giving you my energy.
Okay, he's going that way. Let me can I
hey, you guys want to do anything with your tanks?
Trying to there we go. Got his attention. Over here, asshole.
Is that your little projectile attack?
Yep, that's basically the best thing it is useful for, especially at the start, because it's like it's not it's not enough to cause it to trigger its phantom effect, but it will get its attention because it will hit.
It's annoying enough to get its attention, yeah.
Now let's hold on. I'm gonna sig. And stop. Yep.
Oh, fucking this camera angle every time. It's punching time. It's Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah. Getting the backhand motions to actually connect is a bit difficult because it's like you have to, I think, like. Oh wait, no, I guess no. That's actually I was pressing in the wrong direction was the idea. Oh my god! I think I backhanded myself off of the. Oh my god!
What's happening to you? What's going on?
No!
Oh my god. It's bounced everywhere. Whoop.
Shit. Believe me when I say it, despite all of my fumbling around, taking hits, and getting knocked down, there is such a thing as being good at Robot Alchemic Drive.
I can absolutely believe there's someone out there who is like the expert in this game.
Yeah, it's like...
the chop.
Because it's the sort of thing where, like, what actually makes it... Motherfucker, I think the tank actually hit me from behind. Like, they're trying to help. What the hell, asshole?
We're helping.
Hold on. Yeah! Got him right before he could hit me.
Nice.
Oh, and I think that the extra debris from the crumbling building finished it off.
humanoid
They're
mech?
trying to help the giant robots.
What in blazes is going on here?
What's happening here is that you guys need to get a different job.
So when do you start like seeing more variety of enemies, by the way?
The enemy variety kind of stays low throughout the entirety of it.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Like,
no,
like when it comes especially to giant robots, even when they have like different color schemes and different weapons, like their movement and like their general like proportions or whatever is never really that.
Wow.
You don't really get a lot of
Volgara's technology.
wildly different types of Volgara to fight. Like the most different you ever get, again, is like that Godzilla type monster that I keep mentioning.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
We're trying. I want to see the tank accidentally shoot down the bakery.
The Phantom
Oh! What is happening?
That's supposed to be the Phantom
It's because
system
of
in
this
action.
system that armed forces
Looks like
Which I
it's
think
just
the way it's working
every
is,
time.
I would not be surprised if it's a case of like which adds to like the unoptimized feel of the game, is that like I would not be surprised if like the robot's limbs are all individual polygons, like it's not a single unified skinned mesh. So they're
It's
just
a
like shrinking and
teleportation device that
expanding
is triggered
the
by
the
approaching
individual
energy
limbs
fields.
to kind of give it that teleport effect.
It's
That's how
yeah.
I imagine it
how
working.
it can instantly teleport the huge mass of a robot.
If I didn't actually see it, I don't think I would have believed it.
So long as the defense system exists, our conventional weapons are worthless.
Hence why we need to punch it, because I guess
It's no
like
mystery
its
why the
functionality is tied to
JSTF
the
loses
to the
Volgara.
externals,
It's a foregone
which seems like a
conclusion.
pretty faulty system, all things considered.
Just
Is
keep
there
punching
anything
it.
that we could do?
Why, yes, we can spend more
One
money to
effective
upgrade
attack
this thing
to
that
make the
already
Mega Knight
bankrupted your
physically
family.
better the Volgara. The Phantom system is incapable of reacting to Mega Knight's
I think with
punches.
the amount of time we spent on this, as fun as it is, and how we could almost keep going on forever, I think with this
This
mission,
is
it will
important.
actually be like the
The
last.
Phantom system fails.
We're
Got
kinda
it,
coming
got
up
it.
on about the
Builds
2-hour
up.
mark as well.
Really?
The
Well,
Phantom
we get to
system-
see like the, you know, what we can spend our money on, the upgrade shop. I mean.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I hate that sound. Oh,
That's
that's a
quite
bad
a-
sound.
That's
A new
quite
Volgara
a
is
sudden
approaching.
alarm. Yeah.
What type?
Scan through RC Dandy, SF, creds, and saw no Tamsoft. It's assuming.
Damn. Okay, so I guess it had to have been some
What?
people at Konami that were big fans of this and were like, fuck it, we'll just recreate it exactly.
A new
Along with our
Yeah.
own new insane twist to the controls, which, okay, I'll explain how this works. You know how this
Okay,
game
okay.
and the original Remote Control Dandy and Tetris 28, they all kind of have the same commonality of you're actively switching control between your human character and your robot.
Yes.
Remote Control Dandy SF does the most batshit thing I could ever think of, and I am amazed that I was able to come to grips with it within like 5 minutes. You control the human and the robot simultaneously.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
That's.
It'll
That
make
sounds like
more
a-
sense a few months from now when we play SF on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, here's your answer as far as like, do we actually get any more enemy variety? And here's a chunky boy.
Look at this little Chucky boy. Look at him. I love him.
He still moves and fights in exact the same way as the skinny boy.
I just love the way he's just waddling towards you. Oh, well, rip
Look
to
at that
some of those
shot.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at those ice scoop hand.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, serve me some fucking cookies and cream, man. Oh,
Here's some cookies and
that's some dead bodies.
here's my special sauce. It's blood.
Putting a whole new spin on a Bloody Sunday.
Oh my god, there's so much blood. So much pixelated blood.
We are terrible.
We are so bad. We're the worst, but hey.
That's why we're going to hell. Oh wait, no, never mind. You're a demon. You're already in hell.
I'm already there.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hot here.
Yeah. This is why I hope when I arrive there, I can at least get like I can at least make a deal to like get like in one of the colder circles. It's a new type of enemy and has a more powerful phantom system, which means we're gonna have to deal a lot more damage if we want to prevent it from teleporting.
It's true, Sumi. There are Wendy's in hell. I have been ordering a lot. I might have ordered Wendy's on stream more than once.
The devil's not afraid to like resort to some really, really dubious means of sourcing his tomatoes.
It's true. So, is there any difference in this enemy, or is it just a chunky boy?
Chunky, more defense, hits harder. Like the enemy types they start throwing at are naturally, they're kind of meant as more as like a straight upgrade from the previous one.
Got it. Okay.
Like even the final boss doesn't even have like some crazy form or like presentation to it. It's like basically the most refined, powerful version of what we've been fighting since the beginning.
The phantom system.
That kind of bones, actually.
Yeah, even though it does kind of feed into like the one major flaw you can point to is, you know, enemy variety. Like a lot, like you can tell what like a lot of the design effort was put into, which was like this entire control scheme and mechanics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, lack of enemy variety is a bummer, but I can kind of understand it because, like you said, they're a small company with limited budgets, and they were like focusing on different aspects of the game.
The fact that these people were originally going to make a tie-in game for a Keita Amamiya live-action mecha series, like a mini-series, and that this is what they made instead. It's like, even though that was the original plan, it's like, man, like circumstances really did work more in their favor, that they just got to make this original thing instead.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, what's happening? Oh.
Yes.
Well, you were ready for the missile there.
Yeah. There we go.
Hey.
That the enemy's armor is thick.
I sure hope there was nobody else in that building.
Striking power is certain to overwhelm it. Chairman,
I can't hug my robot children with these hands.
Why was I built this way?
Why was I made to feel pain?
Pain. I don't think you're having much trouble with this guy yet. So what? Oh, I spoke too soon.
My punch missed, and he managed to hit me instead. Which, honestly, well played.
It's gonna hit you with a scooper. Oh!
That said, one thing I will say is kind of a weakness in terms of, like, the mobility. Actually, that's what I was talking about. You can't step on yourself.
Well, Sumi, you were asking for this. Just notice the aliens from Hero Man look quite similar to these robots.
Oh god, Hero Man. Yeah, the Scrug or whatever they're called. I gotta continue watching that. Bones makes some of like the more distinct, weirder mecha shows out there. And the only ones I've actually like watched all the way through are Eureka 7 and Star Driver.
I know they've made. Isn't Hero Man the one by Stanley? It's the
one that's like supposedly like it's like it spawned from like a concept by Stanley.
Yeah.
And you can tell because they have a bunch of Stan Lee cameos throughout.
Anime Stan Lee is not real. He can't hurt you. No. Oh, Sumi, that just made me sad.
Oh, no. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I took damage from thinking about how we have no more Stan Lee.
Look at what you've done, Sumi.
Oh,
this is
no.
on you.
Fuck.
Look at that
Look at that airtime. Oh, man.
That was sick. I could hear the Tony Hawk like score like sounds happening in my brain.
Okay. Let's get back on top. And I think we need to stop playing around because we've done enough damage. Time to rocket punch this fucker. Oh, no. Oh my god. Oh, we just barely missed because I think it just grazed my midsection.
That was clutch. Oh my god, that was close.
Let's go.
All right. When in doubt, rocket punch.
Oh shit! No, it was still active. Oh no!
I can't believe it's nothing personnel to you. It's nothing personnel to your rocket punch.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely we have got to. We're beating this asshole today, and like no matter what, and that'll be like a send off for today's stream. Oh god, get through these buildings! God damn it! What am I? Oh. Is it too narrow? Is that what it is? Oh shit! Seriously, like
can you jump?
Yeah, but jumping on like this kind of like terrain is like not advised. Like these trying to land on these buildings because they'll crush underneath, and it plays havoc with like your leg physics. Rocket punch. How about palm bullet? Yeah, whatever. Oh jeez. Yeah. He is unrelenting. Holy shit.
Yeah. He's out for blood here. All right, you have a clear shot here, I think.
Yeah, but like I gotta get in and keep punching more.
Nice.
This is kind of the annoying part of what I was talking about, where it's like it's kind of supported this whole shoulder riding thing, but it's but like
it's hard.
Your camera, your perspective as Tsukioka keeps shifting ever so slightly, which is enough to throw me off.
Yeah, it feels like it's hard to judge.
Oh,
like your attacks. Oh,
that was
nice.
bullshit. Like the missile still went off. Oh well, I think the satellite is clearly going to get blown the fuck up. That's gonna hit something.
Rip whatever it's in its way, but it's not you, so it doesn't matter. Oh.
And I think it still keeps missing me those like rocket punches of his because of the fucking. Like, I think because, like, my midsection is so narrow. Like, I have an hourglass figure on my fucking robot's body.
This is why you should work on your robot's figure, kids.
No, let's try this instead.
Oh!
Still fire!
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've been holding off on that all stream.
Nice. I'm glad we saved it for now.
You walk across Tokyo. On the ground, you find an alien robot on its back, struggling, its stomach baking in the sun. Why aren't you helping it?
Its combat ability exceeds the Volgara's. If it were to be the enemy, what would become of humankind?
About 50% of humanity instantly killed.
I mean, listen, to be fair, that does sound like a plot twist I would see in an anime, like in a Mecha anime.
Like I said, like the core of this game, its plot and everything, it is so, like, it is reverent for its source material in a very, like, its tongue is so in its cheek that it is poking through it.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed a lot of times when someone makes a pastiche of like a mecha anime, like as a game, there's always that love for it. You know, it's never ironic. It's no, we love this shit.
Like I can't think of like a Japanese parody or pastiche of like a genre or whatever that isn't coming from like a place of love. Like there's no like. I can't think of something that fits the bill of like a spiteful or mean-spirited Japanese pastiche.
Yeah.
There's definitely mean-spirited ones from non-Japanese creators, Western ones especially.
Oh, yeah. Believe me, I remember Mad Hazard. I'm the only person who remembers Mad Hazard.
You know what's a Western-made, like, pastiche that is totally reverent to giant robots? Megas XLR.
Because XLR rules, and that rules.
Because we all know it. You dig giant robots. I dig giant robots. We dig giant robots. Dicks dig giant robots.
It's true, Sumi. They did grow up with that stuff, so yeah.
It
like,
makes
of course,
sense.
they'd have like.
that they have more of that context than literally any other time. Like most like anime fans, like non-Japanese fans are like always like trying to talk about it like they're an expert on it when they clearly are not even bothering to take the first steps to even understand and experience some of the stuff that like that actual Japanese audiences have had for decades. Always getting back to what I've been meaning to show with this entire stream series, and I've been staying consistent at the on schedule for it for just like almost like the coming up almost on the halfway point already. 24 weeks in, still strong.
Hell yeah.
This is a great fucking video game. It's a shame that like it still takes like a little bit longer past that point to kind of show like all like the upgrade stuff. I mean, like even like after you play through the game, you unlock the missions to kind of replay whenever you want, and you can basically, so you can see what the how many episodes there are.
Oh gee, yeah.
That's the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as you can see, like the kind of enemy types we got, they're still up like a similar. A lot of them have similar silhouettes. One's a bit more skinny than others. But yeah, there it is, Dantarian. That's who I was talking about.
Oh, that's just Godzilla. It's fucking Godzilla.
The Black Mega Knight.
The third memory. That's like a
the memory episodes are fucking like interesting because like they're it's both hilarious because of how it's trying to be very plot important and like put a bit more focus on like the human scale side of things in the story, but you've seen how controlling a human character is and how like there's like no fancy cutscenes or animation work put into any of that stuff.
Yep.
So it's like, it's just a bunch of text boxes as like the entire sandbox of like that level is playing out. And like it's hilarious seeing it in action, but you can also see just like what it's trying to go for. And like there are some of these, like there are some missions, as you can see here, like there are 2 episode 15s, and a lot of that is based on like, you know, depending on which Mega Knight you started with. So like 15 and... Well, yeah, we already had finished 7, so 15 and 18. Like, depending on these versions, they're supposed to introduce, like, the, to introduce, like, the remaining 2 Mega Knights. So by the time 18 rolls around and, like, you move on to 19 onward, that's when you actually get your choice in most missions to choose which of the 3, like, Mega Knights. And they all have their own upgrades that you can invest in. You can choose to put it all into 1. You can split the difference between 2 or 3. There's the Now Is Water Soup, which is just water. I don't know what to say.
Pouring it now.
Yeah, but at least with the challenge mode, the nice thing about it is like I've noticed that as you go through like the thing is that when in story mode, you do get to like before starting an episode proper, you do get to like choose your upgrades. In challenge mode, you don't get access to those screens, but I believe each episode's designed to give you like equivalent upgrades and abilities based on how soon you would have been able to actually access them as part of the story. So like even your human character upgrades will actually increase, like better run speed, and the grenades you'll gain access to as you get deeper in, because there's some missions later on where it's like there are human-sized Volgara that are running interference, and you have to destroy them in order to like so that you have a clear signal to control your Mega Knight. Like they try to get as much as they can as far as like gameplay ideas within this obviously like limited budget and framework they have to work with. That is like, you can see why I have that dream, that impossible dream, because no fucking way could I ever find like a Western studio to work with, let alone the clouds, to get them to like make something like this.
Yeah,
but to make something that like fully realizes it like on a thematic and presentation level while preserving this type of gameplay insanity. Not even Sandlot.
They had passion. Yeah.
Like Sandlot won't even go back to making this type of game anymore. They already know what makes them money. I don't blame them, and in fact, I applaud them for it. Like, what better thing to make them money than Earth Defense Force?
Our games can run at like the shittiest frame rate and people will still buy it.
Damn straight. They'll be some of the most fun co-op experiences you could get. But that's it for Robot Alchemic Drive, an extremely rad game. It's funny, because the Japanese original title for this is Gigantic Drive. So it's like, I mean, like, both titles have drive in the name. It's close enough. Mm-hmm. I could see why they call it Robot Alchemic Drive for the localized version, because someone on the localization team just had to be like, no, it has to be like something even more ridiculous than just Gigantic Drive. And they probably just, when putting words together, realized they formed an acronym and knew what they had on their hands and were like,
yeah,
this is it. This is rad.
That's the name.
Yeah, it's like, this game is rad. Okay, but what's the game called? Rad.
Rad.
At least it's not Gigantic Formula.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
Well...
Thanks again for being on this. This was like... this was one of, if not like, I think the most fun episodes that we've had for this stream series yet, even with the midstream crash that happened. So whatever. I mean, I've at least got like a working, I got a decent workflow as is for how to like stitch these two parts together and like get them uploaded and all that. So it's perfectly fine. I know the local recordings are all still in good hands.
And thank you. I had a good time just watching this game.
Yeah.
Bullshitting around.
It is always a personal joy, a pleasure of mine to be able to like show people who have not seen this game in action, just load this game up and play it and just watch their reactions to it. Like, it is a game that is as fun to play as it is demonstrate, which is a quality you really would hope that like most, if not all, games were capable of delivering on.
Yeah. This one sure does.
It delivers. It fucking delivers. I really do wish still that like all the other remote control, like Sandlot style games had gotten some sort of like release outside Japan. But alas, remote control dandies Japan only. Naturally, the Tetsugen 28 game was Japan only. The DS mecha game that Sandlot made, Chojoju Mecha MG, is like an even weirder one. It's less remote control and more like, we have this touchscreen. What if we use it to justify making any kind of like control dashboard for a pilotable robot? And it's as crazy and messy as you would expect.
That's what I want.
We love Sandlot. We love Sandlot on this stream series, ladies and gentlemen. That was a fantastic game. And in a few days as well, you're going to be seeing another fantastic mecha game, as next week, Millennium Cyborg will be on for Wednesday as we play Steel Battalion. Remember that Nintendo controller configurator, but as a DS game? Yeah, Chojoju Mega MG is basically that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That sounds wild.
Yeah, look forward to Steel Battalion, a game that is like... It's interesting, though, because of how it's like... there basically have been... there are 5 games in this entire stream series where I have technically done them already as part of a Let's Play. Like, First Gen Armored Core, I did that. As well as Metal Wolf Chaos, which that'll be covered, obviously, later this year. Another game that is a prime example of as equally fun to play as it is to show to people. But Steel Battalion is also, like, it's the 5th of those games where it is, like, I've done a Let's Play of this, a comprehensive Let's Play for that matter, which I feel was the only way that it needed to be done considering how few people are able to genuinely experience it. And you'll be seeing that in action. I won't have a controller cam for that one, unfortunately. Like, my desk is already cluttered as is the stream overlay. But you'll just have to trust me on it. I am playing it with a real Steel Battalion controller. The game will not function otherwise.
You just imagine the controller in your mind.
Just pull up a PNG of it and just like and just try to like keep up with like my rapid fire explanation of, okay, this button does that, this button does this knob adjusts these things, yada yada. Oh, I have to hit eject or else my game save is gonna get deleted. Bye.
Actually, maybe that's what you should do. You should bring up like a PNG and just put it on the stream somewhere.
I'll put that briefly, like in the game capture kind of like a group that I have, where it also has like the please stand by little graphic that I have whenever the feed isn't on. So that'll be, that'll be a fun one. And it's like, yeah, I got just a few days to prepare for that, and then afterwards I can focus even more on finishing up System Shock before July rolls around and we're into the next batch of games. All right, I think that's enough rambling for the conclusion. Thanks again, everyone. You all have a good rest of your weekend. I'm definitely going to enjoy mine. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Game over.